Hello, everyone. This is Jeremy, and you are watching Retro Fat. Today, we are watching the 7th episode of the 3rd season of the classic 80s sitcom Just the 10 of Us. It is called That Championship Season, directed by Jonathan Weiss, and it was written by Bob Burris and Michael Ware. This episode first aired on November 10th, 1989. If you're watching this today, I posted to YouTube. You're watching this on November 11th, 2021. So this episode first aired 32 years ago. Matt LeBlanc, obviously we know him as Joey from Friends. He plays Murphy, who is not a terribly un-Joey-like character in some ways. He seems a little meaner than Joey, especially by the end of the episode from what I can remember, but it's still a good one. From what I remember, this is a pretty solid episode. So enough for me. Let's get to it.
Get in there and tell Murph to call a reverse.
But he's the star quarterback. He won't listen to me.
Go! Hey, Coach, you're just 14 yards away from getting into the playoffs.
God is not laughing at you anymore.
Come on, guys, you can do it!
Well, I've done everything I can think of. Rabbit's foot, lucky socks.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here they come. This is it. God, I hope this play works. Oh, I can't stand to watch. Tell me what's going on, but no bad news.
Murph called on the signals. Here's the snap. He laterals it back to his fullback. Wait a minute. It's a double reverse. Back to Murphy. He sweeps right. He breaks left. It looks like he's going to go. Touchdown, Murphy!
I'm going to the city championship. I'm a contender. I'm going to be somebody.
Hey, guys, let's give the coach a ride. 1, 2, 3. Come on, everybody, get in there. 1, 2,
Oh, no, really?
3.
All right, I have a few thoughts on that. One, Doozler is no longer with the cheerleaders. He's now on the team. Also, that was a mean joke at Coach's expense. A football team, a high school football team, would absolutely be able to pick up a guy no bigger than he is there. So I didn't like that, but it was still a good opening. I will continue to miss Dwayne, but I do like Father Bud because he can play off of Graham in a way that Dwayne never could. And I just happened to pause there at the Twin Towers. This opening already feels a little different than some we've seen before, and I'm not sure if that's my master copy or something else, but I'm curious to see how the rest of it plays out. Okay, I have to comment on that. I feel like that one was different. It felt quicker. Was that just me? I don't want to stop recording to check that out, but I will mention that at the end because that opening felt much faster. Shows often do this, I've noticed, but usually in later seasons. So I don't know. It's something I happen to notice.
Major hurt. Break an arm, a leg, or a thigh. If that don't work, then poke him in the eye.
Hey, way to go, girls. Keep up the good skirts. I mean, work.
Yay! Oh.
us 50 minutes to knock it off. Hey, it wasn't just me.
Thank you, Coach, but anyone could have taken in the winning play.
Anyone did. I'm talking about my star quarterback, the boy I'm going to adopt.
Oh, boy, I'm gonna have a lot of hot sisters, Dad. Hey.
Oh, this is really nice. I don't know what to say. You guys did this? Oh, well, how can I give you guys a history test after you've given me this beautiful cake? I'll chew quietly.
Come on, be a pal, Coach. Mrs. Orville let me out of that sex education test because we won.
You can't pick up American history on the street. Here, Doozler, make yourself useful.
What are you doing for lunch?
Eating a sheet cake? Why?
Monsignor O'Toole called today to have lunch with me, and he wants you there.
Ooh, I'm honored.
Should be. Monsignor O'Toole is the odds-on favorite to move up when Bishop Bampy bites it.
Oh, what do you call a Monsignor? Your Grace? Your Lordship?
Anything he wants.
Monsignor, what's his name?
Monsignor O'Toole has been...
August. You must be Coach Lubbock.
Oh, yes, I am, Your Holy Wonder.
I like that. Call me Alex. Win the championship, and you can call me Al.
Well, shall we break bread, Alex? Your Holy Wonder.
Oh, I hate cooking for you. First you spring a lunch on me, and then you invite fat people.
You're not hungry anyway. I just wanted to meet the man who I hear has an excellent chance of beating St. Francis of the Sissies.
Don't you mean St. Francis of Assisi?
Do I?
Sissy's good with her.
I hear your boys are favored by a good margin.
Oh, yeah, there's a 17-point spread on the street with some pretty heavy out-of-town action.
Lubbock, I don't think the Monsignor's interested in gambling.
Saints pervert us, no. So, Murphy's healthy.
Oh, like a bull.
And we're not losing any starters to grades.
No.
And Peterson's off probation, right?
Oh, yeah, he got his average way up to... How'd you know about that?
I know many things about my flock. Especially when it affects the point spread.
Sister Ethel is one of the underrated gems of this show. Between smacking Graham on the butt, which as a football coach, I don't think he would have minded, calling the Monsignor, what's his name? And I had forgotten that joke. I remember it now. And it just, when she said she hates cooking for him, and then he invites fat people. I loved it, Mike. It just made my heart happy. That was a funny joke. And not many people could have delivered it the way Maxine Elliott did. I love this show. I fully believe that if this show had continued, she eventually would have made regular status. That is too funny not to, because I think there's something about a tiny little nun. You can make them say things that would just be mean coming out of anybody else's mouth, but out of her, it is comic gold every time.
You actually met the Monsignor in person?
Yeah, me and Al, we're like that.
It's all so exciting.
Well, I'm gonna go downstairs to my study. I've got some tests to grade. A lesser man would bask.
Honey, you're not going to be too long, are you? I've got a test of my own I'd like you to go over.
I'm so thrilled that all of you got together to honor me tonight with this championship trophy presentation. I want to apologize to the rest of my fans who couldn't get into the Astrodome. I'm particularly honored to see my good friends up here beside me on the dais. President Bush, Charlene Tilton, and of course, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And lest we forget, the Four Tops. I promise that I'll always keep this trophy in a very special place of honor. And whenever I look at it, I'll think of all of you. Well, I'm sorry I can't stay for the dinner and dance. I've got to grade some tests.
I don't like to interrupt in the scene usually, but this was a good starting or a good stopping place. It feels like that was an excellent monologue. It was funny. He has excellent timing. I think this is the first appearance of Graham's study in the basement that we see. I know we see it again in the episode where he makes a skateboard for JR. But what I want to point out is over in the corner beneath the bowling pin light shade is a framed photo of William Shakespeare. And that makes my English teacher heart happy. I love it.
Oh, Murphy. Oh. Okay. First question, wrong. Second question, wrong. Third question, right. Fourth question, blank. Fifth question, blank. Well, blank. Well, thank God we can play football. Wait a minute. He got an F. He can't.
Okay, well, I guess I could have waited because that wasn't a very long segment there. But I can feel this in my soul because especially if you're in a small town or I can only imagine the pressures a coach must face. The school lives and dies by sports. I have had administrators come to me when I was a high school teacher to make sure that XYZ athlete was going to do well. I have been encouraged not to give tests or to not grade them until after a certain game if there was a concern. I have seen tutors thrown at athletes in a way that no other student gets. This is a really interesting dilemma that they've put Graham in for this episode. And then there's part of him that's like, put him aside. Great on Saturday morning. But, of course, that wouldn't be a good episode. And we also know enough about Graham that that's not how he would handle it.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Ready for your pop quiz?
Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I just don't know if I can.
Honey, I've put too much pressure on you, haven't I?
Why did this have to happen now? Just when the name Graham T. Lubbock was about to go into the record books.
Graham, I really think you're worrying too much. You're only going to make it worse.
How could it be worse? He failed.
He?
And now he's on probation.
What exactly does probation entail?
What?
Graham, what are we talking about?
Murphy, my quarterback, he failed my history test.
Oh. Oh, no.
Why did the lug not have to pick this week to be ineligible? The championship, gone in a puff of smoke. I was this close to finally winning something.
Well, honey, could you talk to him? I mean, maybe he could take the test again.
No, the probation's automatic. He could take a makeup test, but next week it would be too late. Oh, why did I have to grade that test? Why did I have to give that test? I mean, who gives diddly about history anyway? I mean, what the hell are we doing to our children? Forcing them to go to school to become literate?
Graham, you don't mean that.
No, I don't. But I could. It wouldn't take much for me to forget the rules. It would have been better if we just hadn't come this close. It would have been better if we'd been losers all season.
Well, maybe you should forget the rules.
What?
Well, no one knows you graded that test. You could say you lost it. You could say the dog ate it. We could go feed it to him right now.
Elizabeth, I didn't expect that.
Graham, now come on. We're talking about a championship game here. Now, what's more important, doing the right thing or football?
You don't believe that any more than I do.
I know.
But it was really sweet of you to try to be slimy.
No, Father, no. I have great respect for you and your St. Francis sissies. Sorry, slip of the tongue. Sure, I'd be willing to back that up. How about a case of Chablis? You're on. We'll be sipping vino by the weekend. What's this? Whoa. It's a good thing Murph can play football.
He can't. The rules say he's out for the game.
Now, who would make up a stupid rule like that?
You!
Well, I certainly didn't mean for it to apply to good players.
Father, don't you think I want to forget that he flunked?
Then do it.
I have been up all night over this.
All right. Let me make it easy for you. Here's a new rule. Grades don't matter.
Isn't there an ethical question here, Father?
Okay. All right. Look! He spelled his name right. Extra credit.
I have thought of everything.
Wait. Look, it's a C. It's a miracle.
Father, don't you think I want to be sleazy?
Well, you're just not trying, my son.
But I am trying.
Hey, you're the one that caused this problem to begin with.
Me?
What's the big idea of giving Murphy a test in the first place?
I'm a teacher, remember?
Not during football season. Coach, I got alumni coming in from 16 states. We're broadcasting live. I got a shot at the cover of Parochial Times. Now, Murphy has to play football, and that is an order.
So one thing that's really good about this episode is we get a lot of, this is a really strong Graham episode. And I really like these because we had just a great scene with him and Elizabeth. We had this great scene just now with him and Father Hargis. I mean, Deb Harmon and Frank Bonner and Bill Kirkenbauer, they play so well off each other. And I got to be honest, and I'm saying this as an educator, I would have had a very hard time telling my boss, who's also a priest, no. But I suspect, I don't remember what happens. I really don't. But I suspect we'll see something different from Father Hargis by the end of this episode.
Right. Everybody quiet. It's time for Coach's pep talk.
Win if you can.
That's it?
Perhaps if I said a few words, or I could say a prayer. Heavenly Father, help us to do our best, because you know how much is riding on this thing. It's more than mere Chablis. It's more than the hope of seeing sweaty construction crews erecting Hargis Field. It's the spirit of America. courage, and honor.
Honor. Oh.
And if we must injure our opponents, may we not be culpable in any court of law. Amen. Goals.
Hey, hey, coach. Hippo power.
Father, have you got a minute?
Oh, sure.
Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to do the right thing, but the whole world, even a part of yourself, told you not to?
Whoo, I sure have.
So what'd you do?
I grew the mustache.
Another good scene. I love that Father Hargis put his hand on Graham's head rather than like on his shoulder or something similar. I also want to point out we have seen so little of the family so far, except for Graham, a little bit of Elizabeth. We only had one scene with the 4 older girls. We only saw Sherry in the stands. We just saw JR now. This was an interesting approach for this show, because by this point they'd started to lean so heavily on the 4 older girls. This was a nice reminder that this is about the family. It's not just about the 4 older girls. It's about Graham and his job as a teacher as well.
Center, number 57 for Nevis. At quarterback, number 11, Todd Murphy.
Did it anyway. Forgive him, Father. He's not perfect.
Ready? Okay! Can you feel the danger? Can you hear the sound? Hippos coming from all around.
Let's win this one for the coach. Let's go!
Hippos take the field for the opening kickoff.
I think I'm going to have to interrupt this one mid-scene. I don't know that I'll get a chance to anytime soon. Elizabeth is such a great character, and she sees Murphy on the field, and then she prays for Graham. Just forgive him, Father. And it got me. Elizabeth is such a good mom, and she is such a good moral person. And Deb Harmon is always so consistently excellent anytime she gets to have any kind of spiritual scene like that.
You must have some reasonable explanation. Timeout!
Timeout, St. Augie's.
Murphy!
What is it?
Murphy, you got a minute?
Yeah, I guess so.
You know that history test you took the other day? You didn't do very well on it.
Well, yeah, I sort of figured.
Why was that?
Coach, can we talk about this another time?
No, this will just take a minute. And now, why was it? Was it just because you never played in a championship game before and you're just kind of nervous about everything?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
And you tried to study, but with all the excitement, it just wouldn't sink in?
Sure.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, go out there and get him, huh? Yeah. Oh, that Murphy's a great kid. You know?
Yeah, likes you too, Dad.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was telling the team about how cool you were to let him slide in history.
Timeout, St. Augie's.
Murphy!
Hey, Coach, you think it's wise to use all your timeouts before the opening kickoff?
I'm kind of busy, Coach.
No, you're not. You're on academic probation.
You're not serious.
I'm more serious than I am cool.
But this is the championship game.
Some things are more important. Hit the bench. Who's Murphy's backup?
Doosler.
Doosler?
I never thought we'd need a backup.
You're the quarterback.
Me? I'm not even wearing my cup.
You're going out there an unknown bench warmer, kid. I want you to come back a star.
I just want to come back.
What?
Yes, sir.
Doozler!
Gavin Doozler! What the heck's he doing?
What the heck's he doing? What the heck's he doing? What the heck's he doing? What the heck's he doing?
I was wrong before Father. He is perfect.
What the heck's he doing?
Excuse me. You let me through, or you'll go to hell.
That doesn't scare me. I'm from New Jersey.
Lubbock! Lubbock!
He swallowed his mouthpiece.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get him again next year, huh? It really doesn't matter. I mean, what's important is that you gave it your best shot. The hell with it.
Hope you learned your lesson, Coach. I was hoping you'd learned yours.
Well, Lubbock. I don't suppose you'd like to join my Monday morning meeting with the Monsignor.
How mad is he?
Well, I'm lucky he took St. Francis and the points, or I'd be on my way to a monastery in Budapest.
Couldn't have even given me that, could you?
Big man of principle. What am I going to do with you?
Father, I did what I had to do. In my place, you would have done the same.
I'd like to think so.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Daddy? Oh, we just wanted to cheer you up.
Oh, well, honey, you did. Just let everybody rest.
Oh, well, just knowing the sacrifice you made tonight inspires me to remain a virgin.
Just go back to sleep, Marie.
Some champions are judged by points and victories, but real champions are judged by something much higher. You deserve this more than if you'd won 100 championship games. I'm very proud of you, and I love you, Elizabeth.
This episode is really good. I really enjoyed this one. I liked Father Hargis's comment at the end. This one, the ending was almost tough to watch, knowing how close Graham was to potential victory, and he realized he had to be moral because that's who he is. He didn't have a choice. He couldn't do anything else. Anything else would have been very, very inauthentic. So he did what he had to do, and it's just, I really enjoy it. The ending with the homemade trophy at the end, that was an excellent touch. It was bittersweet, sad, but I did like this one a lot. This is our last appearance of Matt LeBlanc as Murphy. Given how his character ended, it's for the best. You know, he's not a good guy. Wendy can do better. But anyway, I'm being very, very sentimental sappy right now, just because I know part of it is I'm a teacher, and I know a lot of teachers and educators who have faced kind of similar dilemmas, because again, in some places in the country, sports trumps academics in the school without question. But there we go. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next week. Oh, sorry, back real quick. I just checked another episode. The opening credits were different. They were a little bit sped up. Don't know why, but something I definitely noticed. Glad it wasn't just, I don't know why, but they were quicker here. If I had to guess, I would say it has something to do with maybe the length of the episode, but that's a complete total guess. Anyway, done talking now. Go enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you back here next week.